Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bro got a haircut. It's not too bad, is it? Not been to the barbers in a while. And I always used to hate it growing up because I never used to get the hair that I liked. I always used to get cut by a teen pregnancy lady, one of these rough geezers, and her nails and her fingers used to smell. And she couldn't cut hair, which is a very important thing if you want to cut people's hair. And, there's nothing more brutal than being put in front of a mirror for 30 minutes and told to sit still. I just look at the floor the whole time. I'm like, yeah, that looks great. Can I have a little bit off the sides? Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so intimidated by my own reflection, and the few times that I do look up, like, I think, gosh, you are weird. You should probably start cutting bits of your skin off when you get home. But that's not a good thing, is it? Because I don't look at myself a lot. I look in the mirror before I go out just to check I've not wiped poo all over my face by accident. But to actually look at a mirror and to talk to people while you're looking in the mirror, you're like, God, my throat makes that shape. Jesus Christ, my lips. Look at my weird lips. Oh, and you know what? I can't just be quiet. I feel like it's my duty to spark up tremendous conversation. One of the ladies, her mum actually, it's a family joint. Okay, okay, got that knee. It's a family joint, and one of the ladies that it's their parent, it's their mummy. She's a big into conspiracy theories, and I thought she might be cutting my hair this time, so I was reading up. I'm looking at mud floods. I'm looking at 4G towers. I've got to come correct. I'm gonna get my hair cut by the prophet Lisa. I don't know if that's her name, but you've got to be a real psycho, I think, to look at yourself in the mirror. You know, that's like words of affirmation type shit. People that end up being billionaires and you know melting homeless people down into gold ingots do words of affirmation. They're not for the regular man, I don't think, anyway. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest there is. I'm the greatest there ever will be. You'll never hear that come out my mouth. I do words of defamation. I'm slagging myself off constantly. I actually have a little saying. Well, not a saying, a little phrase that I always say when I think about past cringy things that I've done, and I can name so many. This little phrase goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill myself." And people are right, if you say things enough times, it starts to, become vernacular, and maybe you start to ingrain it into yourself, psychologically. And I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to die, to be honest. So my brain and my mouth need to be on the same page if things are going to go forward smoothly. I didn't get too much off. The only thing when you get a haircut, right, when you have long hair, is people don't notice. And one thing I love is people going, "Wow, you look good. That hair looks sweet." But where was I going with that? Where was I going with that, guys? Hey, there's nobody even in here, so why am I saying guys? I'm gonna still. I go into the mindset that there's 40,000 people in this every single time I sit down, and that's the way you've got to do it, guys. So listen, guys, aka nobody. I have two fears in my life. It is being mentally handicapped and my heart exploding. And I've had two of these fears in the same week. I was on Instagram, and my algorithm hit me with trains and truck reels. So fuck. Okay. And then I was in the barbers, and I started smelling burning hair, and I was like, oh God, no. It's all coming at the same time. I'm gonna be a retarded guy who had a heart attack. But what's the theme? Well, this is not a theme. I just want to say this. In my spare time, I'm constantly re-upping my knowledge of the world and the past and trying to form computer theories about the future. And one little thing I've been on this week is nuclear annihilation, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading to almost certain nuclear annihilation, aren't we? Is anyone else thinking about that? Can't stop thinking about it after this podcast I listen to. All these white boys in charge are going to get us in trouble soon enough. And are we going to let them? Are we going to let them? Vladimir, I'm looking at you, boy. But him and Trump are good friends, man. So when Trump comes in, I'm sure they'll straighten this shit out. It's that little man from North Korea that I'm really thinking about, you madman. And I would love if he saw this and he invited me around to his house to play. I would love to play with Kim Jong Un. I don't even know what we'd do. Eat Play-Doh, draw on stuff. It would be so much fun. Two countries, if not more, blowing each other up. And it's a lot more easier than you think. All right? All it takes is one idiot to sit down on the wrong button, and we've got an ICBM flying over Russia. It doesn't even matter where it's heading for. Do you think these countries can detect where bombs are going to blow up? No. All right, and do you think Russia's going to go, oh, they're only flying it over us into the sea that's above Russia? Well, things are going to get even crazy. Most people are frightened of the nuclear exchange, but let me tell you, all those people are unaware about they'd be better off dying in the initial blast of the nuclear bomb. Okay? Because those who survive will endure the horrors, right, of a white boy nuclear winter. Okay? Please save me, Donald Trump. Please, Lord God, save me, Donald Trump. But it'll be a real different environment for a lot of people. You know, people like Chet Von Handkerchief, for short, Chet Hanks. People that have their natural charisma will become warlords of a once vibrant life, of a once vibrant, You know, words are hard at the minute. Okay, warlords of a once vibrant planet full of life. There we go. We got there in the end, didn't we, guys? Well, I actually really like Chetty Hanky Panky. He's going to plunder everyone that lays in his path. He's going to carry around his dad's face in a jam jar to scare everyone off and to also authenticate who he is so people will bow down. I love Tom Hanks, and that bleeds over to his retarded son. I will do anything that someone with those genetics, those bloods, says, okay? I don't even know what that meant, but I see a lot of myself in Forrest Gump. You know, that's one of the best movies in the world, and because I struggle with reading a lot of times, so it really makes it hard when I have to read off my little PowerPoint of topics and stuff that I wanna read out, because I have the brain of an 8-year-old boy with a 90 IQ. But I've never liked reading. I remember in nursery when you're first starting to learn, being in a circle, and you know everyone takes in turn, and there was just this one bitch who would not let anybody, you know, if they lost their footing a little bit, regain it and say the word, right? So, you know, you slip up and you go, the Humpty Dumpty, she'd go, fell off the wall, all the king's horses, right? God, it's so irritating. Do we get it? You can read, baby girl. Stop letting everyone know that I can't read, all right? Now when I read a book, I can still hear this bitch's voice, all right? Yes, I'm hearing a 5-year-old girl's voice in my head, okay? Can you imagine being a doctor in here, hearing someone say that out loud, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're a schizophrenic pedophile. Well, I've only ever read one book and one franchise of books. And it was actually, I enjoyed it. Ever since then and before then, I've never read a book, you know, and gone, oh, I can't wait to read this. But Diary of a Wimpy Kid, ladies and gentlemen, that was my shit. That was my feces. That's what I love to eat. But I bought a few books in my time, okay? Sapiens, right? I like history, especially us, but I hate words. Now, can I get a close-up on how much I've read of that? Look at that shit. You can see how I've only read 10 pages because I keep turning the same 4 pages to flick through to the start to try and G myself up, ladies and gentlemen. actually get enough chi inside of me to try and crack down on some of this. But I mean, just look at that. I mean, you gotta be joking me. Who the fuck's reading all of that? I do find all that sort of stuff interesting. Yeah, but I only keep these books around, in case any chicks come over with big brains. Oh my god, you like things from 50,000 years ago? I want to suck your dick. Listen, girl, sex is great, but we should read. But the only thing, right? The only thing that is, get all these cables out of the way before I end up getting electrocuted. But nobody else likes books, do they? Because books are shit, innit? Books are terrible. We've kind of evolved past reading. Why would anyone listen to this? I just sound like a twat. But the reason I've got this vociferous. Can you tell I've learnt a new word, by the way? The reason why I hate books so much recently is somebody's opened a street library on the street. Obviously, that's where it would be, and they are quite cute things. Let me just whack up a little. Let me just show you a little example of what one of these things looks like. Look at that, all nicey. You crack it open and take a book. So that sounds simple enough, doesn't it? And it sounds quite nice. But guess what? I can turn even the most wholesome of things sinister. But I know, I went up to this thing. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get back into reading. And I felt ashamed walking up. And I'm walking up to this thing and I felt like people thought I was robbing it. You know, I don't know, I just wanted to learn something. I felt like everyone was looking through the blinds going, go on, ruin all the kids' lives on the street. Go on. But hey, I looked at that thing and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to take a book. I'm going to manipulate the whole street with this thing. And it's a good little thing. I just bought books. I was like, okay, let's get some of the most knowledgeable and craziest shit in the world and let's put it in there. So I dropped them all off, dropped my first load off at the library. And I went up to the first homeless person that I saw, this guy with a massive head. I thought, okay, this guy's going to be able to read a lot and take a lot of knowledge in. He's probably just, fallen into drug addiction. But once he gets back into knowledge, he's going to get re-addicted. And I said to him, I leant down and I said, mate, go and borrow the book on electromagnetic engineering I just dropped off. Things are going pretty well on the street, I've started teaching classes at the street university that's just opened up a couple of days after the street library did. This week's book, The Art of Sword Combat, a 1568 German treatise on swordsmanship. Yeah. Jit and his friends, they've left all the opioids. Now they're manufacturing trebuchets for me. Because things are going to change around here, guys, if I have anything to do with it. It's fun. It's a nice little thing. It's community and kids love it. I put cigarettes in it on Friday for them. Everyone's having a lot of fun on the street. We're all wacky. We're all wacky people. I think of it as a vessel to alter the street's beliefs through KGB brainwashing. You want to stop the neighbor's dog from barking? Hey, why don't you put a book on Korean barbecue in the street library, right? No more dog. But, everything's going pretty crazy. But everyone's happy with the street library until you radicalize all the children in the neighborhood. I'm in love with books, so I want everyone to be in love with books as well because they're a route to chaos. That's what they always say, knowledge is power and power is chaos. So, books are shit and everyone hates them. And let me get back onto that because, I've not seen a single person open this street library all week. But gosh, if you filled it with porn, children would be ripping it out of its hinges and running off with it. Trust me on that one, buddy. And kids, they always come up to me, I'm like a bit of a shaman in the neighborhood. Like, can you not tell? They pull up my jeans and they go, "Oh, Mr. Wayne! Oh, how can I retire my mummy?" and I say, listen, young little boy, you need to stop watching porn because porn is the number one killer of men. I think I might have mixed those stats up, but porn is serious. Before you're going to know it, boys and ladies, this is for the ladies as well because you can be freaks also. You're up to your knees in feces. No one wants to be that. That's disgusting. All right? Listen, you watch too much porn, you're not going to be able to blend into society. All right? People went to Iraq for 2 years and killed 12-year-olds non-stop. They didn't come back and just work in Burger King. Yeah? They didn't just come back and sell insurance. All right? They came back and they got addicted to heroin. Everyone came back changed, all right? And you can't just expect yourself to be a normal person in society, right? When you're watching things get thrown at people, all right, and jerking off, okay? That's just a little PSA because I do like to help people. I know I have my little sick, twisted supervillain plots, but it's actually a nice thing to be able to tell the children what's what. The only people that like books who are adults are runners, right? And runners are losers. We can all agree on that. Running has become pretty popular, I think. A lot of my friends that do it, all the ones that are afraid to pick up weights, like to go have a little jog around the city centre. But you can tell that runner's high is real because they all look like crackheads, the people that are running. And they all have this build. You see these runners, especially the people that are professional. They have builds that even fat people look at and go, you look sick. They look like they've had a skin graft from a cocktail sausage. A lot of these people. I can even bring up another picture of them. Look at that, boom! Look at this. This is healthy, guys. If you're running on a treadmill, that's the same person that's looking at themselves in the mirror while they're getting their haircut. I mean, I walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes and I can barely just manage that. It is the most boring, mind numbing fucking shit in the world. But a girl, right, that I went to school with is she's like an influencer, running influencer, I think they call it. And, my friends were telling me, at Christmas, she started, popping off a little bit and she did a TikTok of a Christmas tree or whatever. And, all the sad little 8-year-olds and 13-year-olds that don't have families that love them commented like, "Oh, you're a Tory" and shit like that. I never saw these comments, but ho hum, suck it up, sister. And everyone's like, "Oh, I couldn't be an influencer," all these mean comments. Yeah, I don't know about that. How about having to run for a living? Have you thought about that one? She has to run for the rest of her time as an influencer. She can't switch up because all the people that are following her are all like brain dead. They all like running. They're going to do it for the rest of their life. She tries to go, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop playing Halo 3. The running community is going to drag her out back and put a gun in her mouth, and that's all she wrote. So you box yourself into a corner, baby girl, and now you've got to run for the rest of your life. I'm so sorry. Parents having 3D scans of their kids in the womb. You can have these pictures, guys. You don't know what they look like? There you go. Look at these. Look at this. I went in someone's house the other day and they had one of these framed on the wall. Like they were proud of it. Can you believe that? Jesus Christ. They look like soap, don't they? Oh, yeah, I've just walked into Lush. Oh, what's that? Bath bomb? Oh, look at that. Look at that fetus. Ooh, I'll have one of them, please. Keep the 3D scans in the drawer until the kids turn 18 and then get them out. Showing them once, back in the drawer. All right. The last thing you want to be doing is putting them on a frame, right? And showing them off to all your house guests. They look frightening. All right. And look at this, right? This is a little news article that I saw. Arizona abortion chants of shame as lawmakers spar over 1964 law. When I saved this article, the actual title was Donald Trump says Arizona's 1864 abortion ban goes too far. And it does go too far. And he looks like he's trying to convince Arizona, hey, maybe we should let people kill children. Hey, Trump, listen, bro, I've got a game plan for you. Why don't you show some of these pictures to the pro-lifers? They'll change the tune pretty quick, I imagine. Hey, you guys want to see a picture of a monster? You know, the Republicans, they'll think this is some sort of ghoul from Tutankhamun's esophagus from his tomb. Oh my God, is that what they look like inside of us? Oh my God. That's God right there. That was God saying, okay, yeah, he's getting onto the abortion shit. Yeah, we got to kill him. Yeah. Drop him. Oh, and this is, the comments and stuff as well. You know, this girl was pretty rattled by all these TikTok comments and stuff. And I don't want to be Billy Big Horn bollocks. And I don't really, I don't get tremendous amounts of hate, but people do say things that are not nice. And they might be my favorite comments. I'm being 100% serious when I say this. They are some of the funniest things I've ever read in my life. A lot of these comments. And I should get some examples up. But, one girl said, hey, you should take his microphone away. And it actually makes me laugh more than the people that are like, I get the odd comments that are like, this is good and stuff like that. The people that say horrible shit to me, that really makes my day because it is so funny. And I kind of take that as, it's not even thick skin. It's invisible skin because you can't even hit me, bro. That's how fucking wild I am. All right, try your worst. And I've not had it all yet, but from the little bits and bobs, I think part of it is me thinking, oh, I'm better than these people. If I've never commented on anybody's stuff ever, so when people like do it like hatefully, I've said, saying nice things is one thing, but going out your way to say like horrible things is very funny, and already puts me in a mind frame of like, oh, these people are hilarious. Like, look at them go. But yeah, I think I put it down to a lot of, my family and stuff getting called the F slur all the time for, wearing jean shorts. Maybe a bullies here and there. I think everyone's my friend. I'd have people in school come up to me while I'm talking to my friends and knee me in the back of the leg, and I'd be like, oh, like on the floor, like writhing in pain, like, oh my, and like I'd stand up, and my friends would be like, are you all right? Jesus Christ, you seem in so much pain. And I'd be like, oh, that guy, man, he's good. Fuck, man, we're actually really good friends. Like, that's just a little joke we have where he knees me in the leg really hard. But yeah, no, listen, I don't want to sign my own death warrant, but please, if you've got anything horrible to say, please say it.